Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're reacting to a documentary, a Netflix documentary called A Toxic Love Story. Now, this one it caught me by surprise because I don't normally watch documentaries, but I just said, let me try to watch this one to create more like a different kind of content for you guys. And when I say I was shocked, shocked is an understatement because what these guys did was proper like proper evil stuff for real. So this doc follows Ian and his girlfriend Angela. I think his wife was girlfriend. But just like Ian and Angela just got married. Ian just got out of a relationship with Angela. A relationship with Michelle. Yes, Michelle, this is his ex-girlfriend. So the doc starts, they're interviewing people around them. I think they interviewed Leslie too. Leslie, this is another one we're going to talk about. Leslie, we're going to talk about her character. Like a lot went on in this talk. So, they paint, you know, Michelle out to be this kind of like weirdo, this kind of like, stalker. They claim that they've been receiving targets from this email account called Lilith is True, and they instantly think, oh, he has to be Michelle because he kept attacking Angela, saying that she's going to send men to like RAPE Angela, assault her and everything. And that's even another crazy part of it because people actually turned up, like men were actually coming to their condo to try and fulfill this fantasy that she claimed she had. That was another crazy part of the whole doc. So throughout the whole first part of this doc, they keep like, saying that it has to be Michelle, it has to be Michelle that's doing all this. She has to be the one behind this. That Ian doesn't have any other enemies. Mind you, Ian is a deputy US Marshal. So obviously when the police got involved, they were kind of on his side, trying to be like, yeah, he can't lie, that kind of thing. Because that's what he first said when the police came. And I should have noticed that I should have known. I should have known. So as the doc goes on, the police can obviously not do anything until they have concrete evidence. So they kept gathering all the emails that this Lilith is truth was sending. And I think at the time they got enough to be able to like, to escalate it to an arrest. And you imagine being Michelle in this case. Like you know nothing about this. You just broke up with this guy. You had your reasons for breaking up with this guy, and like something's going on, but they come and arrest you. And she spent 88 days in prison, facing life imprisonment. Like the whole doc was crazy. The winner, this trend on Netflix this trend on TikTok that was happening about like Netflix docs and everything. They were like, "Come, look here." Like that's exactly what it was giving. Because when she entered the doc, I think it was like halfway through, she entered the doc, and I was like, it didn't still clock to me like, why are we talking to Michelle? Like Michelle was supposed to be the one, that did all this. She's supposed to be the one that got involved in all this. But it didn't still clock to me. I kept trying to be like, why are we talking to me? Then when it finally happened, then I'm like, raw, I know why. So, after the whole thing, she got arrested, spent days. Then they start to find out what actually happened. Investigation starts. This team comes in, the forensics team, saying that are they really sure that it was her that did all this? They start to question. And there's this man that they interviewed, like he's part of like the feds, talking about the whole thing, the Craigslist, and they found out that everything linked back to their home, their IP address, Lilith is truth, everything it linked back to their home, their IP address. That was the turning point. And that's when it got crazy. They found out that posing as Michelle, they posted RAPE fantasy ads on Craigslists. Can you imagine? Like, that was the whole turning point of the whole thing. And I was still like, who posted? Was it two of them? Was it like Ian? Was it Angela? Who really posted it? And that's when it got mad. So after everything, everything was revealed. These investigators came in, they did their thing, and thank God Michelle was exonerated. They said that obviously it's not her that did it. And even by the looks of it, that's when I was like, it can't be her. And they awarded her 1.79 million. Hmm. To me, that isn't a lot of money for what she was facing. She was facing life imprisonment. Like, she could have easily asked the judge, be like, I need at least five. If it was me, I would need at least five for everything you put me through for facing life. Like, bro, that's a crazy amount still, but that's a crazy low amount for what she could have had. Then there was Leslie. Leslie is supposedly Ian's best friend, and she's one of the people that we start talking to from the beginning of the doc. And she's like, nah, Ian couldn't have done that, this has to be fake. Remember, I've been calling her delusional because she really is like, to believe all that, like, she was just defending Ian like hopelessly, defending him, kept defending him, saying like it can't be, I feel like she could have been secretly been in love with Ian for sure. No denying it. Like it was that crazy. Then the outcome. Obviously, Michelle was fully exonerated after spending 88 days in prison and later secured civil settlement. David, talked about that. Transitioning to work as a domestic violence advocate. Then Ian received 10 years in federal prison. And with the projected release of 2031, I heard that he has been asking the judge, appealing that this can't be, that kind of thing, like still trying to deny, even though it was caught red-handed. Angela completed a 5-year prison term and transitioned to advocacy work too. But why do? Like, what are you advocating for? Like, you're a part of the whole thing. Like, there was this whole thing of her even being like pregnant and having cancer, and they found out was a lie. Like, they caught her in a lie. Like, she shouldn't even be out of like the things she has done. The people that came to testify against her, saying like just like she's not the one to trust, kind of thing. So I guess they're made for each other. One of my favorite parts of this doc was when her dad came to be like, "Nah, my daughter couldn't have done that." That was the best part for me because I was like, yeah, like how it was just a crazy one. The plot twist was crazy. Ian being the one behind it. Oh, I didn't expect it, but now I see it. The way he was so like, told the police immediately he came that I'm a US Marshal, just trying to like deflect, you know, just pushing it that it has to be Michelle. It has to be Michelle. I see it. I actually see it. So guys, that is it for this video on a toxic love story. Tell me what you think about the doc. Tell me what you think about this reaction. Tell me if you watched the doc. I think you guys should watch it. If not, follow, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time for a new video. See ya.